Hey guys, Matt here with another review. This time we're going to be checking out an awesome movie that came out, excuse me, in 1996 called The Frighteners. The Frighteners. Michael J. Fox is awesome in this movie. And this movie is a Peter Jackson film. Well, I think it's one of his. Well, it's definitely an earlier movie. I think it's his third or fourth film, and he obviously made this in New Zealand because almost all of his movies are filmed in New Zealand. And it came out in '96, grossed about 5 million when it came out, which wasn't that good. It pretty much bombed, but I think it's found its home among like the cult classics, and I think eventually it probably made its money back. Now, what this movie's about, it's really cool. This guy, Michael J. Fox, plays a widower who, after an accident, a car accident, loses his wife, but gets like the the Stephen King Dead Zone ability of sensing spirits and seeing ghosts and stuff. And basically, he uses this ability to have a career in ghost busting. So he makes friends with a couple ghosts. They go and haunt the house, and then he comes in with like some fake stuff and basically kind of cons the people into getting rid of the ghosts. And then there's like a real killer who comes into town in the form of like the Grim Reaper, and it's really cool. Things get really hairy. Now this came out right around the time special effects started becoming prominent with films like The Relic with Penelope Ann Miller. I think just a few years before that, when Forrest Gump came out, there was a big CGI scene where napalm was being dropped, and that was like the first like real good looking CGI, I think. I mean, you can look back on it now and it's probably not all that good. But what was great about the CGI in this is that it never took away from the characters. Peter Jackson's on record saying that he could have gone a lot further and done a lot more with the CGI, but he just wanted it to like enhance certain scenes, and get just the mood right and let the characters and the actors kind of do what they do. So the music in this movie is killer. It's done by Danny Elfman, and I believe it's the only Peter Jackson film that has Danny Elfman composing all the musical score to it. And so it's a very like frenetic type of music. If you know Danny Elfman, it's dun 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 dun. That's kind of how it is, and then that's basically the pace of the movie too, when all the ghosts are all interacting with Michael J. Fox, and there's some really good cameos from like Dee Wallace, or actually she's has a co-starring role, Dee Wallace, from The Howling and E.T. Jake Busey is in it. He's Gary Busey's son, and a great actor in his own right. He does like really quirky roles, and I think he's in some kind of Stephen King thing, I think, or no, he's in Stranger Things. I think he's in the new season of Stranger Things. Anyways, Frighteners. It's just it's a comedy. It's a Peter Jackson dark comedy. So there's definitely, PG-13 can definitely see it. There's not a lot of gore, so much. There's just like kind of sight gags with, some like ectoplasm and just kind of really offbeat humor, off-kilter humor. And the cinematographer of this movie actually only has done a handful of other movies after this. I didn't really find much on him in my research. So his name was John Blick, and he does a great job. There's a lot of great steady shots coming from trees down into graveyards, and they use the whole fog, the low lane fog effect pretty well. And they use the standard stuff really well. It's very well executed. Peter Jackson's he wrote this and directed this with his wife and writing partner Fran Walsh. So this is all his idea, and you can tell nothing was compromised. Actually, I believe there's like a 4-hour cut somewhere that's never actually seen the light of day. The director's cut's like an hour and 20 something minutes, and the theatrical cut was like was 110 minutes, I believe. So if you get the director's cut, you get about 12 more minutes. But apparently there's a lot more, and I would love to see that. I'm assuming some of it's bad, but there's probably some really good stuff, and it just had to be cut for time. So that would be The Frighteners, and it's a really good movie. I can't recommend this one enough. I saw this in the theaters a few times with my friend Colby back in the day, and he was one who actually got me into a lot of the horror films that I like, and a lot of the directors and writers and stuff I like. So shout out to Colby, and Yeah, this is a great movie. Definitely check out The Frighteners by Peter Jackson. See you next time.